do you want? Tablet. Tablet. Why are you still making noise? Tablet. YouTube or some shit. My fucking god. Just hold on. Why are you such an annoying piece of shit that's ruining mommy's life?
All right, that was a nice little twist there. Today's topic is apparently parental normalcy. I know she says this is how parents are in 2024. I kid you not. It goes way before this. There are a lot of parents out there that are literally just handing the kid the Leap Pad or doing exactly what you said. Give them the iPad, give them the phone, STFU, and figure it out while mommy or daddy goes to do blankety blank. The old version of this before electronics were made, I promise you it was also prevalent in the 90s as well. It would be those parents that would drop their kids off at grandma's house. Just so they can go hang out with their friends or go clubbing, or, grandma and grandpa would be like, hey, maybe you need some alone time, some fun time. Life isn't just about your kids and just being a parent. You should drop the kids off over here. Drop the kids off over here. We'll take care of them for like a day, or we'll take care of them for a few hours. Go have fun. You had the baby young. Blase blase. Parents will definitely be there for their grandkids. That's the obvious. But the problem, such as displayed in the video that just played, is when you take advantage of your parents so they can actually parent your kids. This is white people. This is black people. This is brown people. I can tell you right now, from not my personal experience, but from family and family friends that I used to see growing up, there are a lot of parents that do this. I'm going to pawn off, the kid onto somewhere else so I can do personal stuff. And 9 times out of 10, that personal stuff is not, I need to go to court, or I need to go to work, or I need to do something that's a responsibility, run errands and whatnot. Sometimes it can be, but because grandma, grandpa, or whoever is going to take care of your kids, that gets taken advantage of. And then pretty soon you start dropping them off for every little reason. My boyfriend or my girlfriend is asking me out on a date or what. Now we have plans for the weekend, and I do deserve love. So because I deserve love, I'm gonna go ahead and drop them off, at grandma, grandpa's, or we'll just say grandma, grandpa. And it's a crappy way to do things. It's a crappy way to run life. Very crappy in that pretty soon there are some advantages during those crappy situations where you just kind of like drop them off to the babysitter / grandma, grandpa. The advantages is, hey, you have a support system. That's always a positive. Dropping your kids off if you are from a different country. You drop them off at grandma's, and guess what? You're probably not teaching them, if you're Hispanic, you're not teaching them your native language. If you're, Caribbean or outside of America and you speak a different language, they're not learning that native tongue at home. So there is an advantage to dropping them off at grandma and grandpa's, because they'll be talking to them most likely in their native tongue where they grew up. That's how your kids, weirdly enough, become bilingual, is because it's talked out. It's talked in that manner, but also it's almost enforced to speak the native tongue, because they want you, grandparents understand. In this world, depending on where you live, obviously, in this world, if you want to get ahead in life, being bilingual is already ahead of the game. Like, you're already ahead of the game. Obviously, we've all heard the stories. There's a little nuance there. We've all heard the stories of, it's not like if I go get a job, they're going to bump me up from 10 an hour to 15 an hour because I speak Haitian Creole or I speak Spanish. True. On most occasions, you're right. You're not going to just get a bumped up an extra dollar, blah, blah, blah. In fact, the requirement is you must be bilingual or we won't hire you. But still, that second language is crucial. And you should be teaching your kids these crucial things. You shouldn't be letting the rest of the world control these things. Don't just drop them off at grandma, grandpa. Don't just drop them off at a daycare because, I have the money, so why not? Hey, I need to have fun too. Hey, I need to do X, Y, and Z. You probably don't. And if you're running errands, yeah, it does suck to have the kid in the back seat or the baby in the, not in the, I was gonna say high chair, in the whatever the car seat. I forgot what it's called. But you not wanting to do it with the child just because you don't want to do it with the child sucks. Don't neglect your kids just because it's hard. It's always going to be hard. Life is hard. It doesn't have to be. Use that support system to your advantage, but don't take advantage of that support system. It is crappy. Your parents probably won't even tell you. Or if you have, respectable parents or something, they might tell you. They'll be like, hey, man, don't be dropping your kids off every single weekend over here. We're not your babysitter. We're trying to help, yeah, but now you're just, you're showing your you're showing your butt. And it's exactly what this girl's portraying here. Here, take some of this, keep yourself busy, and, F off. And at the end, why are you making my life harder? I didn't choose to be here. You chose to open your legs. And if you're a dad who does this, well, you chose to stick your thing in mom. I didn't choose to be here. That was y'all. That was your guys' decision. Why am I getting, affected by this or being told off? And it is crappy to see because you even see it in so many places. Whether you're at a friend's house, I think those are the worst times. I will give some leniency to the ones where if you're like at a Walmart or you're at the WIC office or you're at the courthouse or anything important, and you're at the bank having a conversation with a teller, having a conversation with whoever. And then, yeah, those will probably be situations where you're like, here, have the phone, keep yourself entertained because this is important business I have to talk about. This is like, for my future or for the present or whatnot. But to be at the friend's house and then they're doing it, it's like, just give your kid like 5 minutes, please. Like, this just feels weird to be over here and you're giving them here's the electronic, go F off. That's not being a parent. That's horrible, man. That's really horrible. Like, how you doing that to your own kid? And then the long-term effects that it has, the long-term ramifications rather, is you kind of feeling, or them feeling like, hey man, you were never there for me. Hey man, I don't even feel comfortable talking to you. You know how I feel comfortable talking about my feelings? Nobody, because you weren't present, you haven't been present, and you wonder why our relationship's hanging on by a string or a thread of that string. Why is my kid so distant? How come my kid doesn't want to talk to me? I don't feel like we have that closeness like other, father-daughters or father and son or mother and daughter, mother and son. People normally say that the, daddy's girls and mama's boys, but I don't feel that with my son. Well, maybe because you spent the whole childhood telling them to F off. Why don't you go Google something? Go here, go watch CoComelon. Here, go watch Blue's Clues. Go watch whatever shit, Handy Manny, Dora the Explorer. Just get out of my face. Some parents, this is from my personal experience as well, not to put anybody on blast or anything. I'm not giving out names anyways. I previously lived in a situation where the mother was not in the same room as the child. And that put a strain on the relationship. Because when confronted, hey, look, she's saying that, me to hang out with her or something like that, which I don't mind doing. I mean, that's the munchkin. Why would you not want to hang out with your munchkins? It is crappy to come to that revelation of, oh, damn, she's really wanting to hang out with me. Probably because, yeah, I just want to hang out with you. But more so because while daddy's at work, mommy's just like in the next room. We don't really hang out like that. So like, can you hang out with me, please? And in hindsight, it's very sad. During, it was very sad, but it wasn't as impactful as the hindsight, looking back and going, oh, damn, I hope this doesn't have any long-term effects on the child. Because it can, it will. I mean, and it should. Not that you want it to, but that things like this will happen due to neglectful parents, due to take the electronic, and the electronic can be your parent. The electronic, I mean, luckily enough, if you do watch certain YouTube videos, You will learn life lessons. You will learn from people's mistakes. You'll even look at the mistakes that you see in those YouTube videos or in the cartoons that directly parallel to real life situations, and you'll literally learn from that. So it's a catch-22. On the one side, you're probably never going to have that relationship with your parent as a child, or as a parent to your child. You're not going to have that closeness, that oneness, that if I want to talk about sex, can I talk about sex? If I want to talk about my boyfriend or my girlfriend, and I need advice, can I come to you? Hey, I'm having problems at the job, or I'm just having problems in life. Can I come to you with my problems and vent to you? Can we have a venting session? Can we have a dialogue? Or do I feel like Jim Carrey, Cable Guy? This is what we're turning our kids into. Shout out to Jim Carrey. This is what we're turning our kids into. Cable Guy was a dude. I mean, spoilers, obviously. If you haven't watched the movie, go watch it. Cable Guy was a dude where the TV taught him life lessons. The TV, aka the electronics, the tablet, the leapfrog, the leap pad that you give these kids, that's what actually helps them grow and learn and expand their mind. That's what's going to be parenting them. He literally was the embodiment of that. What this young lady showed in her little TikTok video, practically making fun of what's going on in real life. So please, parents, don't let your kid become Cable Guy. Let it be you who teaches these kids, because they are going to want to come to you one day. They're not going to know who to trust, and they're going to put that trust and faith in the wrong person. I'm not just saying this for the men, but I also want to touch a little bit. I want to touch basis on raising girls. Guys have great discernment. Some girls have that. What are they? Mother's intuition, so to speak. Girl intuition. But sometimes even that fails them. They will put their trust and belief and heart into the wrong person. We already know the shy girl's going to get taken advantage of. The nice girl's going to get taken advantage of. Just like the shy men and the nice men and the forgiving men and the forgiving women. But with girls, they put their guard down because, oh wow, this guy listens to me. Well, yeah, of course he's going to listen to you. He either A, likes you, B, is a good listener, or C, is what I really want to hit on topic of, or where I want to drive the attention of this next few couple of lines. We know that girls like to be listened to, so we will take advantage of you in your vulnerable state to try to get in her pants, or to try to. Do you always have some type of hidden motive? Not always, I should say, but I would say person number C might have that hidden motive of, put your guard down. You can talk to me about anything. Hey, let's do this, let's do that, and then, hey, wait, what? What are we doing? Yeah, man, this is what everybody's doing. Well, my intuition again is telling me that this is a bad thing. We're hanging out with the bad. We're into drugs. We're into alcohol. We're in the wrong places. Why are we breaking into people's houses now? Or it doesn't have to be as extreme, but I'm sure you all get the idea. Parent your kids. Electronics should not parent your kids. Your grandparents shouldn't parent your kids by themselves. You're the parent. These are your kids. Spend time with these kids. I don't care if he's a teenager now. He's not like a 6-year-old. She's an 18-year-old. She knows right from wrong. Yeah, but you don't ever stop being a kid. I mean, you don't ever stop being a parent. So be a parent to your kids. You hear it and see it all the time in just social media, just like this girl's video. But you also see it in many other places. I'm sure if you actually pay attention to what is going on, you will see even your friends or your own kids. Do we have a close connection? Can they talk to me about anything? When they have problems, are they going to run to me, or do they run to their dad? Do they, or if you're the dad, do they run to me, or do they always run to their mom? And if they're running to the other parent and not you, take a look deep within and see what it is that you can do to change to make that relationship, parental relationship, because you can be both the homie to your son or daughter, but you can also be that parent, that mentor, that person who's going to have their back when they need it most. You want that for them. And if you don't, then you don't, and that's fine. We're not forcing you to do anything you don't want to do. That being said, I don't want to beat a dead horse, nor do I want to hit the same topics that I just went over. I'm trying to keep this video short. We already hit about 15 minutes. I'm probably going to leave this unedited because I don't believe I actually messed up too much this time. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Sorry, no. I have one more thing I actually wanted to say. All over the world right now, I guess we're going to say in this day and age, mostly everybody, I would say are introverts. I would say they're shy. My theory, maybe it has something to do with parents not being present in their child's lives. Because it's socially awkward. COVID didn't help, obviously. Let's just say, 2020, where the whole world was shut down, we couldn't make those friendly connections and whatnot as kids. But my theory is one of the factors is because our parents aren't there for us. So go back to a time when you were a child. Go back to a time when you were a teenager. Go back to a time where you felt like maybe your parents weren't there for you and you felt lonely. Or you were dating somebody and you felt lonely. Or you just had a bunch of friends, a bunch of homies, da-da-da-da-da. We hang out, we go to the movies, we bowl, we make home movies, we play football, we do lots of stuff. But you still felt alone because you can't really talk about like girlfriend problems or boyfriend problems with these friends. Would you want your kids to feel that way? Think about that. Would you want your kids to feel lonely or growing up like they feel like they're lonely? It's a crappy world because of a lot of things. Famine. Everybody got a low credit score. Not enough money to go around because there's not enough jobs to go around because everybody wants experience, but you don't have any. There's so much out there. But that's the outside world. There's still hope to fix the inside the house world. And it starts with being a parent. Let's not make our kids shy. Let's not make our kids feel lonely when they do have parents, whether it's one or both. If you at least have one parent, if you at least are that one parent in their lives that can make a difference, be that parent. Be that thing that you didn't have. Maybe you only had a grandma, or maybe you only had mom, or maybe you only had dad. I don't know the situation, but I just know for your munchkin's sake, for baby girls, for your young little handsome man, they're going to need you financially. They're going to need you emotionally. They're going to need you in so many ways. And handing them the phone is the start to a long distance relationship with somebody who lives in the next room. Think about I think Eminem. Apparently you ain't parents. I never knew why. Okay, anyways. All right, I'm gonna end it here.